Glorious day to you, my friends. Katira hanatiyariya tatitiyara hashaya akatiria. Welcome to Shine, day number 46, Stargate Heart. Illuminate your natural essence, Niyaratakachiariatata, where we chant the magical chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times. Zoom, 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 zoom. Yes, that's what we can do by chanting Om Mani Padme Hum and focusing on our heart centers and unleashing our inner being, getting our mind out of the way of our inner being. There's no difference between our inner being and us. The bad part of our ego is the thing that's getting in the way of it. Because the ego is just a part of ourselves. Simple as that. It does not have to be the selfish version of you. The ego is your discernment, your ability to know what your heart is telling you. Your inner guidance system, listening to it and act from it. Okay. We're using the mala of joy while chanting Om Mani Padme Hum. Yati Harihata Shkahayata Arata. The mala of joy breaks up the 108 beads into 9 groups of 12, where each of the 9 groups represents one of our chakras in our Merkaba. Our Merkaba of joy. The Merkaba of the human being or whatever. Our ascension vehicle, where down at the bottom of our Merkaba is Vasundhara, the Earth Star Chakra, then Muladhara, the root chakra, Svadhisthana, the Sikyatara, again English, Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, the water chakra, Manipura, the fire chakra, our solar plexus chakra, Anahata, our heart center, the heart chakra, Vishuddha, the throat chakra, the sound chakra, where you're creating that sound, Anya, or Agnya, the third eye, choking, swallowing, water is life, my friends. Agnya, the third eye chakra, the light chakra, our intuition. Sahasrara, our crown chakra, us being the righteous ruler of our reality. And at the top of our Merkaba, outside of our physical body, is Vyapini, the soul star chakra. And in each of the chakras, each of the 9 groups, we break up those 12 seeds into 4 groups of 3. Representing is modeled after Samavriti Pranayama, where we breathe in for a count of 4. And when you get more advanced, you can increase the count to 5, to 6, to 7, to 8. And if you really have great lung capacity, you can go higher than that. So after the breath in, we hold the breath for a count of 4. Samavriti, same way, same modality. Okay, so we're balancing the same length of each of the 4 sides of the box breath. But it all works together, holding as we're getting excited about the energy in the chakra, and then we breathe out, we radiate it, and we're on those 3 days. We're on the final day of radiation of Manipura, Niti Kashyariyata, our aligned divine will. We're listening to our heart center and radiating that 444. Radiating that outwards. Our sankalpa is Sankalpa is the practice of listening to our heart center devotedly It's our vow to ourselves to listen to our heart center for our heart's intention. So we set our mind's intention and our willpower to devote to listening to it, because when we listen to our heart centers and the intention of our heart center, the divine will inside of us, we don't have to go outside or listen to anybody else to find our own divine will. Yes. It is inside already, and us being devoted to our inner being, which is really our self, our true authentic self. And this ego wanting to be attached to this 3D reality is only getting in the way, which is you getting in the way of yourself, is the way some New Age people call it. It's just we're experiencing contrast and we're not in alignment with our source within our inner being. That's all. In our 616. Yes. And we're not aligned with our inner being. But we're creating it exactly as we intended, because what we put out to the universe is what we get back. And we told the universe to throw in a little contrast. Well, if we don't want the contrast, if we don't prefer the contrast, then let's align with our inner being, and therefore what we send out will be a higher vibration, and we'll get it instantaneously. See, that's the best part too, is that the universe delivers it instantaneously, whatever it is. Anahata, our heart center. We went through all of them. Anatta. So, Manipura, the breath out, and then the last 3 seeds are holding our breath with an empty set of lungs. That's us embodying the energy in the chakra. We have radiated all the energy out. We've continued this divine flow, and this radiation will continue. Our brightness of this chakra will continue. But then we harmonize it. And we harmonize it with the rest of the chakras, with our idea of who we think we are, with what our inner being says who we truly are. See, that's the best part. The embodiment phase. And I think Manipura is the most important chakra to understand completely. Yes, Anahata, yes. All the chakras. Let me explain. Ni tukursha awa tukusha ayata aryatata. For 4,000 years and even longer, the human race, humans, have been in this struggle of power and control. We have been in, I want this, and I want it now. We've attached into the ego, and we've understood the hierarchy, the patriarchy, and we have pushed our agenda of I want it, and I can control all the resources, and I'm going to control everything. And we've stopped listening to the divine feminine, the essence of Allah. We've stopped listening to the working with the universe. So again, today I'm here at Cobb's Hill, right near the reservoir, right over there. I'm just jumping between the various trees here, but I'm not pointed at a tree today for several reasons. One, because the flies and the ants, I don't want to be there. But the sky's the limit. Let us radiate outward everywhere. And today it's important. You see the clouds here? It's not clouds. This is smoke from the Canadian wildfires. We have a north wind that's blowing the winds down to Rochester, New York, much of New York State, much of other parts in the country. But I smelled it when walked outside today and I'm going, oh, somebody's burning leaves. Okay. But no, because I'm not really paying attention to the news, but that's not important. This is a part of the power and control. And allowing your inner being to shine. I was drawn to park behind a car today, right here. And it talks about Archangel Jophiel, that she creates bliss. Okay, that's an important topic for Manipura, because this is the chakra of joy. It's the chakra of fire, your inspiration, your ability to change and to choose and to influence your will, whether it comes from your mind or whether it comes from your heart. And when aligned, it's the same thing. If you are extremely focused and your mind is doing all the work, totally cool, okay? Because then you're realizing that you are the magician of your reality and that your will is creating your reality. And then if you listen, so we're going to delve into a little bit of tarot here. Because the license plate too, the next one after the magician, these two are commingled. Card number 2 is the high priestess, which is listening to the intuition and responding and going with the flow, because it's not all about the will of what I want, but you actually have to get the cooperation of the universe. And we're listening to both aspects of that, and we're trying to learn. So if your Google homework, go look up the Fool's Journey of Tarot. And the Fool, on his journey, the first person the Fool runs into is the magician, and then learns from the magician how the Fool's willpower, or what the Fool wants to create, is important. That's the false narrative. It's the true narrative, but it's false if you only rely on the divine masculine, or the earthly masculine. If you don't rely on the divine feminine, and if you look at the mandala or the Padme of Anahata, you see that there's an upward-facing triangle and a downward-facing triangle. That's the union of both of them. That's the union of your intuition and the universe and your willpower and your creative ability. Back to Archangel Jophiel. She creates bliss. Her name means the angel of beauty, but she's also the angel of joy, and Manipura is where our joy radiates outward. Our joy and gratitude, start off in Muladhara. Gratitude, Lam, in Atlantean means 1331, Yatakarieta, means gratitude, La. Means thank you. It means everything to do with gratitude. It's also aloha with gratitude. I see you. I see the inner being in you, and I'm thankful. Urachiata. I'm thankful for you and your essence, your radiation of your true authentic self. Jophiel creates her bliss with her mindset, with her intention, with her inner being. There's also a number 17 on that license plate, which is the star card. Okay? And the star is one of my favorite cards. Besides that, it's hope. And hope is that glimmer of light while surrounded by darkness, where that all you can see is the darkness. But if you see one glimmer of light, one glimmer of hope, that is the seed of light. That's all that's needed. It is impossible to have 100% darkness. Humans try to create rooms like that, but in the ultimate reality here, you can't. There is always light, because you are the light. Your inner being is the light. Even if you're surrounded by darkness, if you recognize your light, if you observe your light, it will increase. If you kick off the divine flow, you will increase your light. And then you will create all the light that's around you. The star depicts a naked woman with 1 foot in water and 1 foot on land, and has 2 jugs, and pours out water in the water and pours out water on the dry land, creating 5 little streams representing the 5 senses. It happens, 16 is the tower, because we built our castle on a bad foundation. 1551. Palindromes. I like palindromes. I like numbers. And this is what we have been doing for thousands and thousands of years, because somebody fed us a false narrative and we bought it. So, because we're not listening to our inner being. They taught us to be sheeple because they wanted to control us. Do you want to reveal your inner being and its superpowers and create your own reality? Create your own bliss, like Archangel Jophiel? I do. So after our castle of our ego crumbles, because we built our abode on sandy, a not firm foundation, but the star represents that peace and tranquility after our reality crashed, and now we're going, and it's the hope of a new beginning. It's the renewal of the beginning, because we're starting 17. We're starting to realize our inner being, our creative life force inside of us, and we're allowing it to shine. 1717. By working with the universe, knowingly continuing the cycle of samsara, knowingly understanding with a firm foundation that we're creating our reality with our inner being, understanding the cycles of life and the cycles of the universe, because we have already broken free, because we have built a life on what does not work. And we're going to build a life on what does work. And that's what this whole Shine series is about, is us getting in touch with our inner being to ask our inner being what works best. By listening to our emotions and by noticing the contrast of what we're creating, or noticing the abundance of what we're creating. Because there's only 2 things that we're creating, 1818. We're either creating contrast or we're creating abundance. And guess what? We're creating abundance regardless, because we're either creating an abundance of contrast or we're creating an abundance of abundance. And that's what the star card represents, is that we're creating this abundance. And it's ever flowing. Because these 2 jugs in both the left and the right hands, the subconscious and the conscious mind, unifying the 2 together in the heart center, because when you add 1 and 7 together, it becomes 8, which is manifestation. It's also the symbol of the divine flow. We're flowing this energy in and out and everything. It's infinity on its end. Peeling back the layers of our koshas, the onion of who we are. Kusha atari akanata ariskatara achana adyuroho. Revealing our true authentic self and our true authentic life. People just walk by, and the 2 women were resonating with what was being said and the light language, and the Dahood dragging all the stuff afterwards did not resonate because he's still building his castle on not solid ground. As we unleash our inner being, as we listen to it, as we align with it, because no matter what, we are 100% successful in what we are creating. The universe delivers it instantaneously. And by listening and observing what was created, we can make a conscious choice as to, are we going to continue the same pattern, or are we not going to consider or continue? Are we experiencing joy, which is abundance, which is gratitude, which is happiness, which is harmony? All the virtues stem from gratitude. And we don't have to call it the virtues, because the virtues seem so lofty that they create this idea of separation, 2112, that keep us away from it. Once we start to see or believe or hope, believe, see, know, that it is already inside of us. It starts with a hope, a possibility that the truth does reside inside us. And then over time, it gets revealed to us, it gets reinforced to us, and then we naturally reprogram ourselves or realign ourselves, which is a better way, with our true authentic self, our inner being, our joy. And we're creating our bliss like Archangel Jophiel. There might have been a 1 and a 0 on there. And the 1 and the 0 always to me represents 2222, the master builder. And it does represent the master builder to me. The 1 is the form, and the 0 is the unlimited formless Hari and the Om. And the Hari is everything that has ever been thought of and everything that has ever been created. One of my favorite chants, mantras, Hari Om Tat Sat. It's a part of the Mula Mantra. One of the only 2 things that I will listen to when I'm meditating, or meditating on a plane, because if I'm on a plane, I'm meditating, or talking to a neighbor. I want to be meditating, but hey, if spirit strikes up the conversation, because it unlocks. It works with the mind, who the mind thinks we are, with the inner being, and helps reconcile the differences in our belief systems. No to koshaya, to arihitu koshaya. Koshaya. The truth of which layer we are. We are the bliss, the Anandamaya Kosha, on the inside, all the way, peeling all the layers of the onion back. But be easy on ourselves, which is the whole point of this whole thing. With all these words, it's too much information, because what we're doing in this series is experiencing our inner being without any thought. We're letting the chant, the light language, our breathing, and our inner being all work together with our conscious mind and our subconscious mind, realigning. Realigning is the best way to say it, reinforcing that our inner being is the truth, and that everything else that everyone else has told us, it is not as true. I don't want to say it's false. It's just not as true as our inner being. If somebody's trying to tell you who you are, guess what? Listen to your heart. Okay. I didn't want to talk this long. Kuturyo Tukuru. I invite us to meditate. It is day number 45. Yes, Niyakatigara, the last day of radiation of Manipura. And the next 3 days are important. Every chakra is important. But if we're stuck in the power and control cycle, if we get triggered, if we engage in argument instead of listen to the other person to what they have to say and then respond, if we get triggered, if we get emotionally involved, emotionally attached, guess what? That's your inner being telling you, hey, I've got a differing viewpoint on this whole thing here. Let's talk, okay? If you just listen, there's an easier way. 2552. Kunata arihatara ashananiara. There's an easier way. And that's all we're doing in this series, is listening to our heart and being our easier way. We're not finding it. We're not discovering it. We're not remembering it, because all those things are too difficult to do. It's too hard to do all those things. We're just going to breathe. We're just going to chant. And our inner being is. Kutura ashanatira tatareta. So I invite you to close your eyes. Kachira anahatakatira hatara. As we slowly focus our awareness on our breath and slowly increase our breath. And if you happen to be outside, niyata arihatukuna niyarahatakarshiarta, and are experiencing the smoke from the wildfires, nihatikariartata, we will set our intention. Nihorotokushkerata. Let us kick off the divine flow right away as we invite and allow the holy fire to flow in, through, and around us in every way and everywhere and every when. Nihakachia hakaya atatakariatata. And we ask the holy fire to only allow in that which serves our highest good and the highest good of all. And we ask the holy fire to keep the harmfulness of the smoke away from us, so that we may meditate in peace, so that we may chant in peace, so we may breathe undisturbed, so we may spend time with our inner being. And now, as we focus our awareness on our breath, and we slowly deepen our breath, as we feel how it feels to breathe in, and we feel how it feels to breathe out. And we feel how it feels to deepen and expand our lungs. And we feel how it feels to relax our lungs and let the air out. And let us focus on our heart centers. For in our heart centers is the home of our holy fire. And the holy fire, our holy fire, is the source of our bright light. And every breath that we take with intention fans the flames of our holy fire, and increases our already bright light. And your holy fire is pure. It is already pure. Just like the nakedness in the star, which represents purity, your true authentic self is pure. Is bare, is willing to receive it all. And we've already asked the Holy Fire, so let us create in our mind's eye. Since we're doing things out of order, this mind is kichiriata. So let us start the divine flow if you have not done so already. And all we're doing with the divine flow is reminding each of the chakras of the purity that it is, because life happens. And sometimes life is messy. And just like leaves and sticks and logs fall into our rivers and creeks, that debris falls into our chakras, and the debris collects. And when we allow it to flow down the creek and out into Mother Earth, that clears the debris. That is all the purification process is. And that's all we're doing with the divine flow. And we're reminding ourselves of the beauty of our inner being that is already divine. So let us take the energy in our heart centers and move it up through the chakras, moving it up through Vishuddha, Anya, Sahasrara, Vyapini, moving it up through all of the realms, through the ether, through the Akash, and into the highest source of consciousness, the home of your holy fire, the reminder of your divine abode, your Brahma Vihara, made of only loving kindness, joy, compassion, and harmony. Those are all the same thing, all different words for holy fire, for divinity, for God, for love, unconditional love, non-judgmentalness, non-ego, because there is no ego in the highest source of consciousness. It always respects free will. And it is unlimited in power because everything that was created came from this source of creation. And let us bring back more pure consciousness, pure holy fire, pure creativity, and pure true love. Down through the realms, down through the ethers, through all the densities, through Vyapini, Sahasrara, Anya, Vishuddha, back into Anahata, our heart center. Thoroughly mixing this energy, these ideas, these thoughts. And let us ground this energy effectively into this 3D reality. Moving it down through the chakras, down through Manipura, Svadhisthana, Muladhara, through Vasundhara, growing roots down into Gaia, into Mother Earth, Pachamama, or whatever name you call her, down, 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 deep into Mother Earth, Kuchaya, Askanahasasiyaratayatato, wrapping these roots around the heart of Gaia, giving her a great big hug, thanking her for this plane of existence, this reality, and then all the nourishment that she provides, and bringing back her grounded love, up through the root system, through Vasundhara, Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, and back into Anahata, our heart center. Thoroughly mixing this energy. And now with intention, on the out-breath, let us push this energy out of Anahata. Let us push this energy out of all of our chakras, out of this physicality, and out of our auric field, out into every aspect of our awareness, in every way, and everywhere, and every when. Naturally, effortlessly, completely. Sikichioro ora hananantiara hakatatirata. And let us turn over to our inner being to continue this divine flow without any conscious thought. Nihakatar yatakanoto ushahayakanara artakichi arhanata kariara achahato urtananawati aratakaihertata. Kuchukata natiarataya. Kusho utunata atiarata. Otura ukanata atarich sananiaratata. Now let us create in our mind's eye niarahata kursha atura anahatiariata. A chest of your creation. And let us put in this chest all of our anger, all of our worry, all of our fears, all of our doubts, what we have planned for the rest of the day, what we have planned for the rest of the week, anything that happened in the past, anything that you may think might distract you from your time with yourself, and let us throw in there also all of your fears, all of your doubts, all of your guilt, your shame, your grief, and anything else that you think that may disrupt. And let us ask our inner being to put in what it feels no longer serves us. What it feels. What may distract us from our time with our breath, from our time with the chant, from our time with the light language, and our time with being. And let us close the lid on this chest, and let us set it aside. It shall be there for you at the end of meditation, if you so desire. We will start off with one Aum. We will chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times using the mala of joy. I will keep count. I will let us know when we move up through the chakras, subtly, without any focus. And I will let us know when we hit the last one. And then we will close out with one Aum. And if a stray thought comes in, or if you hiccup or swallow or yawn, Be easy on yourselves. Just pick up with the next chant. Kushikaniyarata. I have done so in every chant and every video. So if you're still here, be easy on yourselves as well. Niharejikariyata. And was it yesterday where I gave a demonstration on how to be distracted? Nihotori shahnariyata. So if you need help in being distracted, go watch yesterday's video. Nohotori shahnatiyaraha. But if you want in, and if those stray thoughts come in, simply return your awareness back to the chant. Pick up with the next one and the next breath. Be easy on yourselves. Don't attach any value to it. And let those thoughts go away on their own when they're ready. And no matter how much you are distracted or focused, you will benefit. Nihataha ashanati riata arhai. Shaya ko'oti rohononanati arata. A few more breaths. And a breath in for Aum. Aum. Starting off with Vasundhara. And a breath in to chant.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Otoro Orhanati Arahaketa. Arshanati Dada.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hatoro Onahasiaraha. Shayaka Asanane.
Om Mani Padme
Aturo
Hum.
Uhanati Arahataraha. Kashanati Isa. Achohoko.
Om Mani Padme
Haturu
Hum.
Ukanata Tiariarata. Hata Anara Hatakarsha
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hutur Anahakiaraha. Nasha Atira Hatita.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Uturu Ukshaya Kanaria. Na Atatara
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Kunata Arhakaya Taata. Shashanati Rita.
Om Mani Padme
Huturu
Hum.
Unahasirahaya. Kataara Hatari Hitari Hata.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hatura Anohokatiriata. Karsanahatiara Hatira.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hatuta Anahasira Haka. Archahanati Arehiku.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Kanahatara Hakayata. Utona Atiara Hatita.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Moving up to Muladhara.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Ucharnahasasira. Artkonohorohosa. Arkahaya Ashana.
Om Mani
Ushanahati
Padme Hum.
Artukonoroho. Urtahanari Hisa. Arshahaya.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Kanahasisi. Aya Hatoro Ukanahatuturu Nataharihisa.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Konohuto Utaturiata. Harakanahasa Ea. Arthanahasisita.
Om Mani Padme
Huturu
Hum.
Unhotoro Haya Atita Anahatira. Hatua Arshanata.
Om
Kocha
Mani Padme
Kosha
Hum.
Honoro Hokata. Inihira Ataharihisono. Otoro
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Kutariata. Nahashiartaha. Anahasira Aya Okotoro.
Om Mani
Nata
Padme
Arahisa Ayako
Hum.
Hotoroha. Washanati Araha. Nata Kaharihi Tokoroho.
Om
Arashahoyo
Mani
Okonaharita.
Padme Hum.
Nata Ata. Atihiri Arahokotoro. Arahwashai.
Om
Aranahaki Arata.
Mani
Hushosho
Padme
Utuhurha
Hum.
Nati Araha. Nata Ati Arahatata Ara. Kashohokono.
Om Mani
Ashahayakutana.
Padme Hum.
Arahasita. Aya Akotoro. Hatatanta Atatiria. Shayaka Asana.
Om Mani
Aratukuhura Toko.
Padme Hum. Moving up to Svadhisthana.
Haturu
Om
Una
Mani
Hatar Arakihina.
Padme Hum.
Atakanaha Sasira Hatitoro. Kushanata Atayarihitoro.
Om Mani Padme
Kushanahatiria
Hum.
Raha. Koto Urohotari Arshanati Yogurto. Nata Atiri
Om Mani
Arihikanara.
Padme Hum.
Koturu Ushana Hatiri Araha. Arakonoroho. Utanahari Hisaya.
Om Mani
Anahiti Arahati
Padme Hum.
Nasahati Kachara Haso. Orahanata. Arakahea. Aturu
Om
Una Haturu
Mani
Hushaya.
Padme
Ucha
Hum.
Tiara Hasakati. Chayato Urohana. Arawahasa Ayata.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hashanaha Saeka Atera. Shayanahata. Aratukuhuso.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hatoro Onahata Takaya. Ashanahasiria.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Ututukuruhutari. Nata Arhatatiraha. Arkanaheta.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Utuhuru Unahatatiraha. Kachaha Atanara.
Om Mani
Na
Padme
Asana
Hum.
Atiraha. Utukuruhota. Anahatiriarata.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Hachukonoro Hotoda. Arahikatara Hasaniata.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Moving up to Manipura. Hotoro
Om
Unahatati.
Mani Padme
Shahekotora Anahasira.
Hum.
Shahianata Arihikoto. Hutu Unhoroto. Shashianahatira.
Om Mani
Anahasiraha.
Padme
Ahuko
Hum.
Orohokaya. Nita Atiarahokora. Kashanate
Om
Arahatita.
Mani
Nata
Padme
Ahesoko.
Hum.
Ushahaya Atanahara. Hutur Uknahatita. Nata Ashisa.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Ashihiso Utunoro Hokaya. Hatur Ushanahatira.
Om Mani Padme
Arushayaka
Hum.
Adna. Atutu Utanahariyata. Hatua Ashaha.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Turu Uhana Hayara Atarihata. Hotana Atakahe.
Om
Atuhuru
Mani
Ushana
Padme Hum.
Nahasira Takai. Anahatetiriara. Aturu Uhakana Itahara
Om
Hatati.
Mani Padme
Hoturu
Hum.
Unahasisire. Arahayata Ata. Haturu Ushana Haturu.
Om Mani
Anahatara
Padme
Arshkaheta.
Hum.
Kanahatira Arhana. Arhaisira Anahatira Hoko.
Om
Nahasa
Mani
Irhanatira.
Padme
Arshukonoro
Hum.
Urtukoyata. Nahari Rahiataraha. Ahotoro Hotoro Hasha.
Om
Tara
Mani
Anahatiri
Padme Hum.
Kunahra Turshacha. Nahariatiri Harata. Ahotoro Hushonoto.
Om Mani
Kanahera
Padme
Arikaha.
Hum.
Moving up to Anahata. Hadhirya Anahatata Hasata Atari Hisono.
Padme
Toro
Hum.
Hotoro Ushanari Arihirana. Arahatiri Utorohoto
Om
Rashukunorututu
Mani Padme
Arvahashita
Hum.
Aranaturaho Uturu Ushanahatida Shaya Akatarahi Ata
Om
Atahati
Mani
Odoro
Padme
Ukonoroto
Hum.
Karshanahasisi Shoshonorohoto Uturu
Om
Ukanatiara
Mani
Arhari
Padme
Haturu
Hum.
Honata Arshanahari Isiariatahada Atkonoro Hokoto
Om
Anahasisi
Mani
Arihitiariata
Padme Hum.
Orahaya Aritonoro Hokotoro Hoto Karsahane Ariataharatu
Om Mani
Kushanata
Padme
Arakahiata
Hum.
Haturu Ukanaharota Hatananiri Arhatirata
Om
Shaihe Konoro
Mani
Aruta
Padme
Ayata
Hum.
Nata Arhatita Harkonoro Huturu Unahatirea
Om
Atahanata
Mani Padme
Arahikiaraha
Hum.
Arthonoro O Shayuatihina Anohoto O Tuhurhaya
Om
Arakahaya Sha
Mani
Atukuranahateta
Padme Hum.
Anaharshi Rario Konoroto Shushiata Anahaturu Hokayatata Anahatira
Om
Hayata
Mani
Atura
Padme
Hushanatura Haya
Hum.
Anahasia Rirtakariato Hotoroho Asahaya Ko Onaharete
Om
Kushani Riarati
Mani
Hitiara
Padme
Anahiraha
Hum.
Artukono Oroho Ashkonohoro Atuhurahaya
Om
Anahasi
Mani Padme
Ariatahata.
Hum.
Moving up to Vishuddha Hatura Nunohoro
Om Mani Padme
Kanahira
Hum.
Arkanahaso Utuhurhodariataha Kanahasira
Om
Aratukunoroho
Mani Padme
Ashahaniti
Hum.
Arahatakaya Taturo Hotoro Ukanahasira Arashonoroho
Om Mani
Arvakahira
Padme
Tahaya
Hum.
Atana Atiarahashaya Konahatari Hartako Urashahanati
Om
Araha
Mani
Arvahonota
Padme
Arihutoro
Hum.
Huturu Ushanaturo Hoko Arvahashaya
Om
Arkanahasira
Mani
Haturu
Padme
Unahaturu
Hum.
Hakaya Hataki Arahasananiara Arvashaya Koho
Om
Orakanahari
Mani
Atita
Padme
Haturu
Hum.
Unahorturu Hokaya Shayaka Anari Arasahatari Hita
Om
Haturo
Mani Padme
Ushanokratorta
Hum.
Arwaha Era Natakari Hisariato Uturu Urtari Arhati
Om Mani
Nahasa
Padme
Atiaraha
Hum.
Kurhur Nuhura
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Otono Urhokaya Ashiti Arhata Anaha Arato Sha
Om Mani
Isahanari Arto
Padme
Shayoto
Hum.
Kurva Asarati Arakanahasi Rahayato Uturu
Om
Unahotoraha
Mani Padme
Artukwahasi
Hum.
Sira Arakanahasa Siraha Aturu Uhonoto Orota
Om
Ashaharahuko
Mani Padme
Unahatirata.
Hum.
Moving up to Anya. Hoturu
Om
Hushanate
Mani
Arihikaya
Padme
Ata
Hum.
Arihika Ata Harihitara Nata Arihisato Urhayata
Om
Hanati Rihata
Mani
Shukunoro
Padme
Hukuturu
Hum.
Kanahasi Atariata
Om
Sahatiri Anahaso
Mani
Ukuro
Padme
Utuhurishaya
Hum.
Anati Ariata Shanantu Ur Huturushaya Nati Arihayato Urhaka
Om Mani
Asahna Arito
Padme Hum.
Urtukusha Atananiriata Shoyoto Urhoka Atanahiriata
Om
Anohoto
Mani
Arvasaisira
Padme
Anati
Hum.
Araha Sokoto Urushoyoto Oraha Na Asahieta Na
Om
Akachiraha
Mani
Aturu
Padme
Uhanati
Hum.
Arahayato Hota Arashia Kanahatiria Haturu
Om
Ukanohariata
Mani
Shaya
Padme Hum.
Atanatiara Kanahariaraha
Konohoturu Hushayato.
Om
Manahasira
Mani
Atarishko
Padme
Oturata.
Hum.
Ni Hisa Atirha. Konahatari Hershaya.
Om Mani
Purhosono to
Padme
Urhutura.
Hum.
Anahashira Atirhakatoro. Konahatiraha.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Isho urto hurtukuna hati. Nate arihesokato.
Om
Nahasahayaka.
Mani Padme Hum.
Matahanati tiaraho. Hutur ukana hatitiriarata.
Om
Kanahasisira.
Mani Padme Hum.
Kanahasira hata.
Moving up to Sahasrara. Om Mani Padme Hum.
Kuhosa
Om
anahasihira.
Padme Hum.
Ataharihitoro. Uchaharanatakarita. Otoro okanahatare
Om
artira.
Mani Padme
Achahara
Hum.
hasa anato urhokorata. Natahrihisata.
Om Mani Padme
Atuhur
Hum.
aya akanare hartaha. Atuhur utanahitiraha.
Om
Koshahanatarihi.
Mani Padme Hum.
Anahatakarihi sokotoro. Kashihiasa aka anatiaraha.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Arvahasha atarahaya. Akanahareto urhukono.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Kanahasa ahaka. Atur ushana haturuhuko.
Om
Arahanati
Mani Padme Hum.
Charahayata. Anahasa acharahukotoroho.
Om
Anahatiri arahakaya
Mani
achira.
Padme
Natarvashayata.
Hum.
Arakokonoro hokoto. Uturo ukanahayarata.
Om
Anahasi
Mani
iriata
Padme
anahashirata.
Hum.
Karnaharotoro. Arahukonoro hosaya. Artihiniri ara.
Om
Arakoshono.
Mani Padme Hum.
Hatur unahatarashaya. Konahasa.
Om Mani
Atikashihisa.
Padme
Anahirata.
Hum. Moving up to Vyapini.
Kanahasa
Om
atiariata
Mani
nahara.
Padme
Atuhuru
Hum.
shohotonaro. Arshahaya atiarihasonoto. Atunar arshkayetoro.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Arharieta arskana. Ishonoto orhoyoto. Akanaharsihisa
Om
ashahiyatito.
Mani
Asata
Padme
anahati
Hum.
arhatohoroho. Achoro o kanohorohaka. Artanahasira.
Om
Anaharoto.
Mani
Utoro
Padme
uhusanatirahaya.
Hum.
Nihisa atiarehaka. Nata urshokoto.
Om
Nata atisha
Mani
ayata.
Padme
Hatur
Hum.
uhnahatarahita. Arshahana atetirioto. Sohukotoro hayatata.
Om Mani
Sonahayarata.
Padme Hum.
Akunahorototo. Arhana asirata. Asihite arahanata.
Om Mani
Asohokoro
Padme
oranahayata
Hum.
ariata. Nasa atanati. Arihukotoro huso.
Om
Kunahatar hariata.
Mani Padme
Ashana
Hum.
asahayarata. Ortonohorsha. Iskatiriata
Om
anahatiraha.
Mani Padme Hum.
Harvahashirata. Narahakatoro husho. Utuhura. Anahayarata.
Om Mani
Atanati
Padme
itiarahatato
Hum.
o. Koshanahatiaraha. Arhanahasiraha.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Last one.
Acharanihita.
Om Mani
Anahika.
Padme
Anaka.
Hum. Stay here for as long as you like. Maybe even pause the video to spend more time with yourself. When you are ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the here and now. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Maybe start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe invite in some gentle movements. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and welcome in the new now. Hutur ukanata ati haryata arsanahati arhaya kushonotoro. Congratulations, my friends. We have completed day number 45 of Shine. Isaata karihatanata arahutoro. And welcome back, Ati, Niariatakana, Hati Ariatata. As you resonate, Niharata Kasher Totoko, always respect for you, Nihurotokoshkayata Ariatananata. 1 hour, 1 minute, 47 seconds. It's all about allowing your true authentic self. Niariatakataria, that is the solfeggio frequency of Vyapini, the soul star chakra. Naniarta Kasher Tahiyatokurshanayata. And that's what this whole series is about. Let's see if I remember the things they shared. We all have a narrative, the story that goes on inside our mind. That's it. Water is life, my friends. And I used the term earlier, the false narrative, and I don't resonate with that term, because that implies that there are many false narratives, and that engages us in our judgmentalness instead of our discernment. Discernment has to deal with preference and what we prefer. What brings out our joy, and judgment has to do with us being bonded or yoked to this 3D reality, yoked to our attachment, the blocker of Sahasrara, attachment of value to what it is, because it is divine and engages in the idea of separation, which is the idea of illusion, that its truth of what it is when it comes in and as we see it is not good enough, and we need to see it in rose-colored glasses. And these are the bad rose-colored glasses, the rose-colored glasses not of our discernment of how we prefer to see, and a reinforcing of we can see things aligned with our joy, aligned with our chrit, our inner being, our heart center, living our hridaya, our heart-centered life. Through our heart-centered foundation and our heart-centered fire, which was my Austin license plate, HCF. Anyway, kusha ahasa ahikitukuryoto. It's more of the narrative of your true authentic self. There are narratives that we align with, or narratives that we do not align with, narratives that we resonate with, narratives that we do not resonate with, narratives that are given to us and pushed to us and convinced to us. I like that. Convinced to us to adopt it. So in that sense, it's false, but it's just another narrative. It's just another noise, another vibration in the universe that we can choose to once we master ourselves, once we're content with ourselves, that santosha, nyatakaryata, that sukino, urtaharyata, in all of the lokas, nihatakareta, because they're all the same. Samasta, niaryachakotor, hukotor, ushanati aryata. Because bhavantu, it is your true authentic self. It is your essence. It is your ba, and your va, and your tu, your truth, the thatness of you, your isness of you, that is universal. Bhavantu, urshahanatiara, that is the light language interpretation of Bhavantu. Shohuso utu urachanadiarata, and it does not stray from your happiness is everywhere, and wishing aloha mahalo, the light and the happiness inside of you to be unleashed. Because your inner being is your truth, and how it shines is your truth. If you choose to see it, if you choose to be it, or if you allow yourself to be it, because you already are it. There's no choice to be made. You already made the choice up there in your soul group in heaven, or wherever it is that you think you incarnated from. How you resonate does not matter, because you are the self-created, the self-incarnated, the self-realized. You are the ultimate power in the universe. I can't top that, so I thank you, my friends, for sharing in my highest bliss. Shine on and make it a great day. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else? Nihatare arshanata isohoko utanahatiti arahataka. I'm going to stream on for 6 seconds. Situri shukuto for an hour and 8 minutes. Boom.